action.
Welcome back to episode 11 of
These Nuts Podcast. 11. You know what I noticed that when I cackle,
Yes.
it's so freaking loud. So I'm going to try not to and I always put my head down right into the mic. So
You're
it's
like-
a little treat for you.
Yeah, Jake did mention that to me, but I just said I can't help it. We're funny.
Yeah, can't help it that we laugh like hyenas. Get over it.
Yes. Okay. Well, any updates this week?
One update.
Okay, wait. Because 2 minutes ago she just told me she didn't have any updates. But okay.
But then I looked in the camera and I'm like, should we mention our new set design?
Yes. Okay.
So this was a suggestion from one of our fans that we get a little closer to the camera. We change our lighting. I feel like I'm cooking, but
I feel like we both have a rosy red glow to us, but that's okay.
And your mom got us these light up nuts that
Yes,
I'm obsessed with.
you.
Yep, thank you so much.
So I think we're just trying to make it better and better as the seasons go on.
The seasons are ticking along.
Ever changing.
This might be my favorite setup so far.
I think so too. I think so for me. I am excited though because I don't want to give too much away, but our audio is going to change in the future. I don't want to say near. I don't know how near, but we're making some progress.
Yeah.
I don't know if people remember, but in the very first episode we were on a couch like way down here with
unmiked,
some crazy background,
some Dollar Tree poster boards that we got. So
Yes,
it's
thank
getting
you.
better. It's getting better.
Yeah, we're just keep going on the up and up. But any other updates?
No, that's it. I just wanted to draw attention to this great new aesthetic.
Yes. If anybody else has any suggestions, or do you like the changes?
Yeah.
Like, is this better than the couch that we were doing?
You want us back on the couch with a toddler jumping on
Yes.
us? We can bring
Bird
that
in the
back.
hair. Okay, well, it's my week to go first.
I'm excited.
You don't even know what I've been talking about yet, so
I
I don't know. How can you be
I
so
know, because I
excited?
like the tea. Like the anticipation of gossip gets me excited.
You did say you were going to bring the drama, so I cannot wait, because that's my favorite thing to edit.
I know, I do like to.
Yes.
I can't believe that. Tisk, tisk.
Okay.
I'm just practicing. Just get warmed up.
So, have you not heard of, because everybody has heard of, The Simpsons, is what I wanted to talk about today.
Yes, I've heard of The Simpsons.
Are you a fan?
I wouldn't call myself a fan, but I'm not anti either.
Okay, I feel like people usually are one way or the other.
I'm kind of ambivalent. If I see it on, I don't choose it.
Okay.
But if the kids are watching it, or if somebody I'm around is watching it, I'll definitely zone off.
Okay. So I would consider it like an adult cartoon.
Mm-hmm.
Do you like adult cartoons? Like Jacob loves South Park.
No. But no, I don't choose adult cartoons.
Okay.
Never have.
I am a fan of some, not a fan of some others, but I do love The Simpsons.
Okay.
I feel like, I don't know why, but for Jacob and I, it's kind of weird, but it's like a summer show.
Okay.
So like I just picture us several times in the past, like a nice summer day, like we like to grill and have The Simpsons on and just kind of like hang out.
Are there alcoholic beverages involved usually?
I didn't mention the alcoholic
I just feel like there
beverages,
should be.
but there might be.
Okay. I figured out this whole Saturday afternoon.
Yeah. And it's just like a fun, like hanging out.
Yeah.
But we do love The Simpsons. But I wanted to talk about, because in The Simpsons, I don't know if you've heard before, there are so many things that people will say The Simpsons has predicted.
That's probably my exposure to The Simpsons. When I see a clip of that, and I'm always like,
are there some like that you know of off the top of your head?
When Catherine Zeta-Jones got pregnant. I made that up.
I was going to say, I have literally a list in front of me, and that is not on there.
I don't have one in my head.
So, I have 5.
Okay.
And some of them are kind of creepy, so I just wanted to run through them. So I guess really just to break down the family so you know who I'm talking about. You know, there's Homer and Marge that are married, and they
Parents,
have Bart, Lisa, and Maggie
yes.
for kids. Okay. So in no specific order, the very first one I have, and I think is the most commonly known one, is them predicting Donald Trump as president.
Yes. Yeah.
So in the year 2000, an episode called Bart to the Future, Bart goes to a casino and he's shown his future. Okay. And in his future, there is a moment where it like talks about who the president is and like just things going on in the world. And you see Donald Trump as president in the show. Well, 16 years later, we all know Donald Trump ran for president and won. So,
and that's, I think a lot of people, I remember when he was running for president, up until he was elected, I just really didn't think it was going to happen.
Yeah.
I just didn't.
Me either.
So I mean, that's a crazy thing to even put in a TV show as a joke and then for it to really happen.
Yeah. I feel like that's really also when like things kind of blew up and people were like, the Simpsons have predicted this.
Yeah.
Like, how did they know this was going to happen? The creators or Fox or...
And that's just one of many, many things.
Yes. So that was one that just kind of like really started like people digging into
noticing
and finding these similarities or these coincidences. Mm-hmm. Some of them, though, I don't know if I would call a coincidence. Like the next one, there was an episode called Lisa Goes Gaga, as in Lady Gaga. Mm-hmm. And in the episode, Lady Gaga comes to Springfield and she has a concert and she's hoisted in the air. She's singing a song. Well, then 5 years later, Lady Gaga has a concert. It's not a concert. Well, it's a Super Bowl halftime show.
Oh, okay.
Which would be a Lady Gaga concert. And she was hoisted in the air just like in the episode. I'll try to find a clip to put it in of both so like people can compare. But like, I don't know if I would call that a coincidence, or is she a fan of the
Simpsons? Into it?
Yeah. And was like I'm gonna do that. Like I'm gonna fire these people because that was like a year after the Donald Trump prediction.
That could have been art imitating art.
Yeah,
art imitating Bart.
Yeah. Next episode of The Simpsons.
TM trademark. You can't have that.
They're going to be predicting us being famous. And
I hope so. There'll be a podcast called These Nuts Podcast.
Well, we two Simpsons characters that look just like us.
I hope so.
So yeah, coincidence, not a coincidence. I don't know, but I do agree that it would be. She had to have seen that.
She's very smart, so I could see her being like, "Oh, okay,
yeah,
I can get involved in this too." Extra publicity.
Yes, exactly.
Okay.
So that was another one. Then there was an episode called "When You Dish Upon a Star," and very briefly, there was like they were in a city or something, and they saw 20th Century Fox, which is who has The Simpsons or who does The Simpsons. And it said, there was a sign in front of it that says now owned by Disney. Well, now 19 years later, Disney has purchased 21st Century Fox.
That's interesting.
And like when we watch The Simpsons, we go to Disney Plus because they've got all the seasons. So I think Disney might have just seen their opportunity. I don't know that it was necessarily.
Unless, hear me out.
Okay.
Disney also saw that episode.
So they're like, we're going to purchase Fox Network.
That could be.
I don't know, but I thought that was kind of interesting. Two more that I have.
Okay.
One I am very interested in, but the first one, so in an episode called Springfield, when I say Springfield, the S is a $. I don't know
Okay.
That's the best way I know how to say that. 2 magicians were performing with a white tiger in this episode and ended up being mauled by the tigers.
Oh, and then Siegfried and Roy. I don't know which one's which, but
I don't either.
one of them got mauled.
Yep, were later by their own tigers 10 years later.
I mean, that's, you wouldn't say.
The tigers saw that episode of The Simpsons.
Said, I could get some free publicity.
I know it'll get people to our show, guys. We just maul you.
Oh my gosh. What's your thoughts on people having exotic pets like that? That could, I mean, you have a bird, but you know what I mean. People have
like
alligators, tigers, kangaroos. A kangaroo will beat your ass.
In general, no.
Yeah.
Like, tigers, no. An alligator, maybe if you're living in Florida, I guess. But
seems a little risky.
It does. I do know that I don't really feel like it's much of a thing now unless people just don't talk about it. But I've heard, like, when my grandma was a little girl, they had monkeys.
Yes.
So I feel like that was a thing at one point. I don't know if it still is.
My mom had a monkey.
Did she?
Yes.
Okay.
And sad story, it opened up the house window and snuck out, like maybe to go meet its little monkey boyfriend or girlfriend. I don't know. But it was the dead of winter. And when they woke up, he was frozen outside.
Oh, that's so sad.
They were heartbroken. I know. I remember my mom telling me that story. But yeah, they had a monkey. And they also told me a story of one time my grandfather took the back seat out of their, like, Lincoln or something.
Yeah.
And brought home a pony.
Okay.
I wonder if, Uncle Brad, is that true even?
I mean, a pony is a more realistic.
That's not an exotic pet.
Yeah. But I do remember people, I don't remember it, but I've heard of people having monkeys.
Yeah.
So
Michael Jackson had a monkey. Mr. Bubbles or whatever his name was. But a monkey, I feel like I could fight a monkey if I had to. But what about a gorilla? I'm not trying to fight a gorilla over a ham sandwich or something.
Who has a gorilla as a pet?
That people do.
No. Name me one person.
I don't know personally. I've just read about them. I mean, my Aunt Donna.
Aunt Donna, where did you get this gorilla?
No, I don't have an Aunt Donna or a gorilla in my family.
I mean, I don't know how we've gone from The Simpsons to exotic pets to you fighting a gorilla, but thank you.
I'm just saying, don't get something that you can't take. You can't win a fight, then you don't need that as a pet.
Henry and I could square up and I would win.
You'd win, exactly.
Would you win against Dane?
Remember when Dane beat me up? No. I think I fractured my skull. I'm telling you what, my dog pulled me into a door jam.
I'm really sorry, I'm laughing.
I had a huge knot right here. I had to go get stitches in my lip.
Yeah.
I don't know. We weren't really beefing then. It was just an accident. If I had to fight Dane, like he snapped and was going to go after my grandkids or something, I could whoop him. But I wasn't ready.
I don't know that you could after seeing the injuries.
I did have some pretty serious injuries.
So maybe rethink that. I'm not telling you to get rid of
Hopefully
Dane.
It doesn't come to I have to fight my dog.
But anyways, back to The Simpsons. Yes, Siegfried and Roy.
Yeah, that's crazy.
They predicted that, so I don't know how they. But also, like, did they just write that in and think, we're not predicting this, but at one point it's going to happen.
It's going to happen.
It's just one of those things.
They have really writers that can really have a lot of foresight.
Yeah.
Huh, I don't know.
So this one is kind of a 2-in-1, but they've had some really interesting technology predictions.
Okay.
Which the Simpsons started in 1987. So, I mean, at that point, if you ask people, like, when you were in middle school, when you were in elementary school, newborn.
When I was a newborn, yeah.
How did you think?
I can remember being
technology would go.
Like as young and like the first technology talks I would have with people, they would say, by the time you drive,
cars are going to be flying.
Cars are going to be flying. here I am still driving a Chevy Cruze on the freaking highway. It's not flown one freaking time.
Yeah, but you have a phone that you can carry around with you, surf the internet.
It's essentially a computer in your pocket at all times.
At all times. Like, did you think that it was going to get that far or farther? Because technology did really blow up really quickly.
Yeah. I think it's further than we know, but that's a whole nother rabbit hole.
This really doesn't have anything to do with The Simpsons, but it just kind of reminded me of something where I wish we would almost have, maybe not Colton, but maybe Lincoln on. Because if you've seen the videos of like adults telling little kids of today, show me how you take a picture.
Oh, I know. And they go,
and not like this.
Yes.
Or how do you talk on the phone? And they're like,
right. Yeah.
So I don't know.
Or dial a phone, and
yes. I don't think I ever had a rotary growing up.
I don't know if I did either, honestly. No, I'm sure my grandma had one at her house.
Do you think so?
I can picture it, yeah.
Okay. So the predictions that The Simpsons made, one of the first ones they did was in an episode titled Lisa's Wedding. A character at the wedding had a smartwatch. But the smartwatch in the show was a literal phone on a wristband on somebody's wrist.
Okay.
But, 20 years later, we do have, not only do you have a computer in your pocket, but you have a watch.
Yeah.
That you can literally dial phone calls and text. And we have Fitbits and Apple Watches and literally everything now. And then they also, in 1994, predicted autocorrect and smartphones. Which smartphones to me, because I know in the 90s they did have like cell phones, but they weren't the cell phones that we had today. They were the big ones with the antenna. And
I had a boyfriend with a bag phone.
I don't know what that is.
It was literally a phone in a bag. What? You could carry it, like put it in your car. Yeah, what is this?
I don't know what that is.
Today I wouldn't want to go out with that guy with a bag phone. But then I thought it was pretty cool.
Okay.
Yeah.
So I don't know. I'm not surprised that they predicted cell phones, but autocorrect is like a very descriptive
niche.
Yeah.
Very niche.
Yeah. So in the episode Lisa on Ice in 1994, a character had a PDA. Do you think our fans know what a PDA is? Did you have a PDA?
I was thinking like, I didn't get PDA.
Do you know what a PDA is?
Personal
digital
asshole. Is that wrong?
Assistant.
Oh, I mispronounced assistant. Sorry.
You gotta work on your phonics. Is it your daughter in kindergarten?
Yes, Star, can you help me? I keep getting asshole and assistant mixed up. Personal digital assistant. I still don't know what a PDA is.
So I put a couple descriptions in there. Personal digital assistant, handheld PC. I'm kind of picturing like a mixture between
I just pictured a big calculator,
a BlackBerry and a pager.
Okay.
I could probably Google a picture. I'll put one up right here.
Good, I can't wait to watch and see what it is.
Anyways, the character in the show had a PDA.
Okay.
A personal digital
assistant. I got it.
And on the PDA, it had a logo on there of an apple with a worm coming out.
That's weird.
That's descriptive. That's suspicious.
That is weird.
Yeah.
Though. The first apple had a worm and not a bite.
I think it was a worm taking a bite.
Oh.
I'm just kidding. I don't really know.
I fell for that one.
And then in another episode, or it may be the same one, I don't know. My notes aren't very detailed.
That's fine. Let's wing it.
The character types up beat up Martin. I don't know if you know who Martin is, but he's a little nerdy kid.
Okay.
And it autocorrected to eat up Martha. I don't know what that means, but it just autocorrected.
Oh my gosh, that's great.
So, and then 13 years later, the iPhone was released, and 11 years later, autocorrect. How did autocorrect come before the iPhone? Well, I guess autocorrect. We didn't have just iPhone.
You could use it on a Word document or an email, maybe.
Yeah. Okay. Anyways, so yeah, the Simpsons have predicted some pretty intense.
Yeah, I know there's a lot more too. Yeah. I know you condensed it, but
I did, but yeah, I thought that was kind of interesting how some of them like were just like how are they going to predict? I'm sorry, but in 2000, what was Donald Trump doing? He was on The Apprentice?
You fired. Yes.
Was that in 2000 or was that?
I think about that time. Honestly, I don't know.
Trump Towers? Like, did he have any political?
Does he still? I don't know.
I don't know.
No offense, Donald. I don't want any trouble.
I don't know, but like, how could they have predicted that?
Why was he even on the radar? Like,
I don't know. That's just so wild to me.
Interesting.
But yeah, that's all I have. I just thought that those things are pretty interesting, and I wanted to keep it kind of light and fun.
Yeah. Well, let me take you to the dark side. Yes, I'm here for it. Okay. So I had a different story that I was going to do, and I think you know this about me. I pretend a lot to mind my own business. But I'm really not minding my own business. And
you know why that is?
Why?
Because we're managers.
Yes, I can't turn it off. I'm mindful what are they up to over there.
I'll be knee deep in something, but I'm always listening.
Yep. So that I'm gonna blame it on that, my job.
Yes.
But I would do it for free.
Same.
I went to Long Grove, Illinois for 3 days last week, and I was helping at another office within our company. And I'm just pretending to mind my own business when I overhear people talking about men that are going missing in Chicago, in that area, which, by the way, Long Grove, 10 out of 10. I loved that town.
Really?
I loved that town. It was so nice. The people were nice. The food was good.
I kind of want to
go. You would love it there. And it's like 30 minutes from Chicago.
Okay, that's what I was like, how... Like, is it in the suburbs?
Yeah, I would call it
downtown?
A suburb, even though it was a bigger town. It's like driving in Lafayette.
Okay.
But anyway, I love that town. I love the office. Everybody was really nice. But I did overhear them talking about that. And of course, I'm like, wait, hey, psst, come here. What are you talking about? And she said, there have been multiple men that have left the bars downtown and have just disappeared. But here's where I'm like, what's going on with my cell phone? Because I just had this conversation really quick in the office. Went back to the hotel room that night and was scrolling through TikTok. What's on my FYP, Katie?
Amy, we can dig into it. It might have to be another topic, but they're always listening. We saw that with the Murdaws.
Yeah, that's crazy. My FYP was Chicago missing men. Chicago missing men. I ended up following this guy, Ken, which we can link him. He has so much information on this stuff. So I followed him, took some screenshots of like a map that he made, which I'll show you at the end. And I'm going to tell you about 5 guys in the last 4 months.
Can I just say before you start telling me?
Yeah.
I'm having a serious flashback.
Okay.
To Mr. Herb Baumeister.
Right. That's a theory. What's going on?
Because was that literally not his story?
Right. These guys are going downtown, and I think almost all of them, I'm going to read a little blurb on all of them, have been at like a similar neighborhood in downtown Chicago, either at a bar or at a party. So they'd had a couple drinks. And then they took off on foot on their own.
Okay.
But, okay, so men, you need to travel impacts too. Like, I mean, women already know this.
Today's times, yes, everybody should be.
Just have a buddy system or have your Lyft pick you up right there at the door. Don't walk the 6 blocks back to your hotel or whatever.
They're never going to listen to you.
Men don't listen? No.
Never.
No, come on. I'm sure every one of them's like got their notepad out. Travel and packs check. What else you got for us, Amy? What else?
Tell him she does know men. Just kidding.
She said nose. K-N-O-W-S. Not no. No men. Okay.
Plenty of men.
Cut. Sorry. That's not true. Back to the missing Chicago men that I had nothing to do with. None of them went missing while I was there. Okay. Somber faces. These are missing men, Katie.
Okay, I'm sorry.
So the first guy I'm going to tell you about, this started, the first date is December 3rd of last year. So that's why I said within like a 4 or 5 month window.
Okay.
This guy's, and I'm probably going to butcher their name, so I apologize in advance, but it's like Christoph Zubert, and he was 21 years old. And this is a clipping from 5 Chicago TV station. And it says, months after Christoph Zubert's body was found in Lake Michigan waters after disappearing from a party in Chicago's River North neighborhood, a cause of death has been released. According to the Cook County Medical Examiner's Office, Zubert died by drowning with ethanol intoxication as a contributing factor. It was ruled an accident. Last month, the Cook County Medical Examiner's Office released the cause and the manner of his death, listing it as drowning with ethanol intoxication as a contributing factor. The manner of death was ruled an accident. But Zubert's case remained unanswered as detective referred to the incident as a death investigation rather than a drowning.
What?
So they said he was drunk and he drowned, but they're still calling it a death investigation. So one of the points that the ladies at the office made last week is news reports are reporting that they're missing and that they're found, but they're not saying that there's a problem.
Right.
They're just kind of taking it case by case and reporting on it. So what I'm hearing is in that community, they're all like,
they seem connected.
Do we have a serial killer? Do we have some sort of strange gang activity going on? But let me tell you about some more. So the next guy I'm going to tell you about is Peter Salvino, and he was 25 years old. So, so they're all in there.
Yeah.
Which, I mean, I guess it'd be an early 20s guy that's probably out drinking or whatever, but.
Right.
So it says Salvino was last seen December 17th after leaving a party in Lincoln Park in the 2400 block of North Geneva Terrace, and had last made contact with a friend through FaceTime while walking back to his apartment at 12:15 a.m. This is also from 5 Chicago TV station. And then it goes on to say that he basically FaceTimed this friend the whole way there. And then the last block, he was like, all right, I'm going to finish up and then I'll call you when I get there. And then he never called in.
That's kind of odd, but
yeah.
Okay.
At 12:31 a.m., Salvino's phone pinged a location near Diversey Harbor, the family spokesperson said. Then at 12:37, the friend called again to confirm that he had gotten home, but the call went unanswered. Several friends sent text messages to his phone between then and 9:30 a.m. the next day. The spokesperson said, adding the messages were successfully delivered, but unanswered. At approximately 9:45 a.m., so 15 minutes later, the call started going straight to voicemail, and all text messages were undelivered.
What?
Yeah. It says, the Cook County Medical Examiner's Office listed Peter's cause of death as drowning with ethanol intoxication as a contributing factor. The manner of death was ruled an accident.
Where was he found?
They were found there, but all of these men I'm telling you about are found in that river. I'll come up with the name of it eventually.
That's okay. That's the weird thing to me, I guess, is the phone, but I mean, I guess if they drown and the phone goes in the water.
Right. There's some ones that have gone on longer, and I'll get to those, a couple more of them. And also I will say that I did hear them say along this strip where these bars are and this walking path is, it does kind of just go.
Really?
You really can just walk off into the water. I guess, and maybe that's happened to one or two, but wait till I show you the map of all the
Okay,
missing.
that's
And
kind of like I'm wondering, and
it's
too in
not
my
just
head.
5 people in 5 months. It's like 40 people in 2 years.
Really?
So you would think at least somebody's going to be like, oh, I can get out of it. Like I felt like if I fell into the water, I could probably get back out or grab, but I don't know how strong the current is. I don't know that I could.
Well,
I'm just
I'm also
saying.
wondering like how much they were drinking, but also you just very briefly mentioned, we can wait until you get to the map, but 40 men in 2 years or 40 people in 2 years, at what point are they going to say, maybe we should put up like a guardrail?
Right. Yeah, I don't
Like,
understand.
should the city not invest in
Well,
something?
I wish I would have driven down by there, but I accidentally drove in downtown Chicago and almost had a stroke.
Okay, that's fair.
So I could not go searching for this.
Yeah.
Because I just can't trust my driving. I got scared. Okay. I need a driver.
Okay.
So Chicago, 7 out of 10 due to traffic.
So close.
So close. Okay, so and then now we're into February. Anthony Rucker was 23 years old and he went missing February the 13th. And then this little snippet is from the Chicago Sun-Times news report. Anthony Rucker, 23, was pulled from the water about 2:10 p.m. Thursday and was pronounced dead. The Chicago Police Marine Unit recovered the body from the water around 3700 block of South Pulaski Road in Chicago. He had been reported missing on Monday, and he was last seen the day before. Detectives are conducting a death investigation, so we don't even have a cause or anything for him yet. He was a little bit more mysterious, so I almost wondered, I don't want to make assumptions about him, but we'll just say maybe he was unhoused or didn't have family close by, because I couldn't find, like, the other guys had missing posters and had a lot of news coverage, and I couldn't find a lot on him.
So I was very briefly wondering, do you have a picture of him?
No, that's what I was saying. I don't even have a picture of him.
Maybe this will dissolve with the others that you have, but at first, the very first two you mentioned, names sounded, I'm going to say foreign, but that's not really like.
No, you're correct. Christoph Zuber, he was, I want to say, like a Polish businessman, just here for business. I'm not sure about Peter Salvino.
But I know Chicago's a big place. Yeah. Like there's all kinds of traffic coming in from all over the world, and I'm sure all walks of life live there, but it makes me wonder for a minute if it's like people being targeted
minorities. Yeah. It does. Like maybe they're just here on business, and it's going to take a minute for somebody to notice that they're missing.
Yeah.
Interesting theory, Katie.
Just a thought.
Katie's creeping. Maybe they need your help. Let me tell you also about Joel Orduno, and he was 24 years old, and he went missing on February the 17th. So just like 4 days after the last guy I told you
February
about,
13th,
Anthony Rucker. He was the 13th, and Joel Orduno was the 17th of February. So this is from Fox 32 Chicago. A young man who had been reporting missing for weeks was pulled from the Chicago River on the city's north side on Thursday. Around 5:28 p.m., the body of 24-year-old Joel Orduno was recovered from the water in the 2700 block of North Leavitt Street in Lincoln Park. According to police and the Cook County Medical Examiner's Office, Orduno of Logan Square was pronounced dead at the scene. Police said he was last seen around 1 a.m. on February 17th at his home in the 2700 block of North Monticello Avenue. According to the CPD missing person alert, the investigation is ongoing. And I included a little map here so that you could see how far of a distance his house, the Chicago River, 21 minutes by car. So, and he didn't leave in a car.
Right.
So how did he get there and why?
That's so sad.
I know.
I was kind of thrown off for a second, but I think it may have just been the news article, because I think you had said missing for weeks. But then he was last seen on the 17th?
Oh, I'm sorry. I might have misspoke on that. A young man who was pulled from the Chicago River. Yes, I must have a date wrong.
No, that's okay. Or I was also wondering if maybe like this article that you pulled this from was maybe from
I think he was
mid-March.
found on February 17th.
Okay.
Because it does say was last seen on he was last seen on February 17th at his home.
Okay.
So I have the recovery date wrong.
Okay.
Edit here. I'll look that up for you.
Will she?
I don't know. I always say I will.
I will.
It's the effort. It's the thought, right?
I do appreciate all of the thoughts.
So this last one, man, this statement from this mother was so long, Katie, and it was so heartbreaking. But this one's very recent. I think his name is pronounced Seamus Gray, and he was only 21 years old. That's a picture of him and his mom. And this is from patch.com / What are they really called? What are they really
Thank you for including the backsplash. Backslash.
What are they really called? Is that right?
Forward slash.
Okay.
Backslash.
Anyway, this is from patch.com, Illinois. And this is so sad. I'm sorry that I said something so stupid and made myself die laughing.
Somber faces, Amy.
So, Seamus, after heading from Naval Station Great Lakes, because he is in the Navy and he was just stationed in like that port, to the downtown Waukegan, what I don't know. He headed downtown. On the night of March 17th, the missing sailor left a North Genesee Street bar early the next morning and was seen on surveillance video near the harbor, according to police. So from March 17th, he's gone. He's still missing.
He's still missing?
He's still missing. And his mother had flown in from Florida and had been in Chicago just looking for him. And like I said, there's this really long statement from her online that I'm not kidding. It hurt my heart to read it.
I bet.
But here's just a tiny little snip. She said, I cannot sleep and I will not sleep until I have answers as to where my son is and what happened to him, Gray said. Seamus was assaulted outside of the establishment and was pickpocketed. He had one drink at that bar later that night and one earlier in the night. So she knows something the general public doesn't. And then it did say Seamus Gray was described as being 6 feet, 3 inches tall, and about 170 pounds with brown hair and blue eyes. A 6 foot, 3 inch, 170 pound, 21-year-old man, I don't want to fight them.
No, so, I mean, especially you said he was in the Navy.
Yeah.
So he's physically fit.
Yes. So who assaulted him and where is he now?
Where is he?
So that's the only 3 or 5, I'm sorry, that I was going to specifically tell you about. And we can share this on our social medias.
Wow.
I got this from that Ken on TikTok that I mentioned. And it says, black is where bodies have been found and blue is where people have gone missing from.
Wow.
And so you just see that whole thing lit up right along the Chicago.
But no, they won't link them. They won't.
They're not reporting them together. They're not. And there have been other states where they're young men in vulnerable situations. Maybe they were drugged even.
Right.
Have been targets. So, I mean, I just find it hard to believe that many men got intoxicated and walked into the river. Some of them live there.
How? Right.
So they know where it's at. So I know that's dark and sad, but it's just interesting. And it was the water cooler gossip that I got.
Water cooler gossip.
Yeah, that's an expression that I got while I was in Illinois, and I just wanted to share it.
That's sad. If you get any updates, definitely share those. Mm-hmm. I wonder if behind the scenes the police are connecting them, but not.
They don't want to panic. But what would be the harm in saying we're looking into it? Men, please be smart. Please,
Yeah.
please make sure you have a friend with you, or your Lyft picks
Even
you
if
up right
even
at the
if they're
bar.
not connected, they should still be saying that.
Yes, that's right. I don't get it.
Yeah.
That way your buddy can help you if you were to walk into the water or something. I don't.
The one was kind of odd to me that he was almost home and then hung up with his friend.
Why? Did he see somebody he knew?
Right.
Right.
Oh, that's so sad.
I know. It's really something. That's it though.
Okay, well, thank you for sharing that. Yeah. Do you have anything else?
I do, but it's a little risky. So I thought we could close out this episode.
Okay.
And then I'll tell you about this other like Indiana. I call it more on the rated R side of information.
So not risky, but risque.
Risque. Risque. And if you want to know, then we now have a subscription service.
Yes. So, keep an eye out.
Full episodes, unedited, everything we talk about before and after will be available on the subscription service once we get that kicked off.
Yes, and we'll have a video, find it on our social media, of how to find the subscription and just a little bit more information about it. So look for that as well. But
all right. Well, thank you guys. It's been another great episode of These Nuts Podcast.